Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and GodTube, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Man with cancer loses it when Barber shaves his head and then turns clippers on himself. Written by Heather Riggleman. Read by Alyssa Forsberg. A man shaves his head as his moment of action, and what happens next will warm your heart and remind you there is still good in this world. Actions speak louder than words. Actions become actions of solidarity that fight the vehicles of loneliness, sickness, disease, tough times, and isolation. A man with cancer loses it when a barber first shaved the man's head and then he turned the clippers on himself. Cancer is one of the most debilitating and isolating diseases to fight. It affects every aspect of your life, and eventually it will alter your appearance as your hair falls out as a side effect of chemotherapy. So when Neftali Martin was diagnosed with cancer, he made the decision to be proactive about his locks of hair. Instead of waiting for his hair to fall out in clumps, he opted to have his friend and coworker, Joel Ortega, shave his head for him. As barbers, both Neftali and Joel have a passion for hair, including their own. Joel knew his friend was facing a tough road and he didn't want him to feel alone. Without telling Neftali, Joel decided he was going to shave his own hair after he finished Neftali's. The video captures the emotional moment as Neftali sits in the barber chair as Joel shaves his head. You can see the turmoil in Neftali's expressions as he faces the mirror and watches his hair fall to the floor. The reaction on his face is priceless as Joel says, "You are not alone," and turns the clippers on himself. That's right, his friend then begins shaving his own head. This is what it means to walk beside our fellow brothers and sisters in Christ when they are walking through tough roads. What friends we have in Christ Jesus. Take a moment to watch this emotional video below, and don't forget to share this stunning action of love. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Proverbs 17:17. An Amazon delivery driver saved a baby left on the side of the road during a carjacking. Sometimes God puts just the right person in the right place at the right time to save a life. These guardian angels walk or drive among us. Amazon driver Juan Carlos Flores is one such person. Juan Carlos was driving on his delivery route when he spied something unusual on the side of the road. He saw what appeared to be a baby carrier, and he knew he had to investigate further. That's when he confirmed that there was a baby inside the car seat. Before that discovery, it had been just like any other morning for Juan. He still had several stops to make, and he knew he was on a tight schedule to get packages delivered on time. But then he spotted the strangest thing sitting on the side of the road. "When I saw that baby, I wanted to cry," he said. He then went to the nearest neighbor's house to ask if they had left their baby outside. The neighbors were absolutely shocked, just as much as Juan was. The police suspected they knew what had happened. They had just responded to a call about a stolen car and kidnapping in that area at the same time. Plus, a home surveillance camera captured a man leaving a baby in a newborn carrier on the side of the road less than a mile away. Juan questioned, how could someone have a heart to leave the child on the side of the road? Juan left the baby safely in the care of the neighbor while he headed back out. Juan saw the officers nearby and led them back to the house where the neighbor was caring for the child. Additional officers showed up on the scene nearly 3 minutes later and reunited the infant with the mother. Can you imagine what could have happened to the sweet baby boy had Juan not been working in that neighborhood that morning? The baby could have been hit by another car or kidnapped, and no one would have been any wiser. That day, Juan Carlos became a hero and a protector of the innocent. He was that baby boy's guardian angel dressed in an Amazon uniform. Rescue those who are being taken away to death. Hold back those who are stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, "Behold, we did not know this," does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does not he who keeps watch over your soul know it? And will he not repay man according to his work? Proverbs 24, 11-12.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.